Students, now today we'll start a new exercise, that is exercise 6.3, chapter integers, and today I will explain question number 1 and question number 2. Okay, so in question number 1 we have to find this, that is in sum number A what we have 35 minus inside the bracket we have 20. Now the first thing we have to do is we have to open the bracket. Okay, that is 35 minus, and what sign this 20 is carrying? Plus sign, boys. So plus minus is minus. Okay, that is the reason I wrote minus here. So 20. Okay, so plus minus is minus, and then we'll write 20. So now this 35 is carrying what sign? If no sign is there, that means it carries a plus sign, isn't it? So plus minus is minus. So 35 minus 20 will give you 15. Now at last you have to check that which number is greater, 35, and 35 is carrying what sign? Plus. So we'll give the answer in plus format. No need of writing plus sign. If you do not write anything also, it will be okay. Okay, now let's move on to sum number B. Now in sum number B what we have, again same thing, students, that this 90 which is inside the bracket is carrying a plus sign. Fine. So minus plus is what? Minus. So 72 minus 90. I hope all of you have understood. Now this 72 is carrying a plus sign, isn't it? So plus minus what? Minus. So 90 minus 72 is what? 18. So we'll write 18. Now finally we'll check that which sign is greater. For that we have to see which number is greater. So 90 is greater. So when 90 is greater, which sign it is carrying? Minus. So now we have to put minus sign. This is as easy as this. Now come on, let's move on to sum number C. Now sum number C, we have inside the bracket we have minus 15. Then again we have a minus sign. Then again another bracket is there, and inside the bracket we have minus 18. So what is the first thing that we'll do? We'll open the bracket. Now this bracket is carrying plus sign outside the bracket, students. Plus sign outside the bracket. So plus minus is what? Absolutely right. Minus 15. Minus minus is what? Yes, plus 18. Okay. So now we have to multiply this sign and check what you have to do. Minus plus minus. So we have to subtract these two numbers, isn't it? So that is 18 minus 15 is what? 3. Now finally we have to check which sign we have to put it here. So we have to see which number is greater. 18 is greater. Now 18 is carrying which sign? Positive sign. So we'll get positive. So it is not required to give positive. If you are leaving the answer in this way, it implies that it is carrying a positive sign. So your answer is plus 3. Now let's move on to sum number D. Now in sum number D again we have to open the bracket. Now how exactly you have to open the bracket? Now you have to see that which sign is there outside the bracket. So this bracket is carrying what sign? If no sign is there, then you have to assume that it is carrying a plus sign. Fine. So the plus minus is absolutely right, minus 20. And this 13 is carrying what sign? No sign. That means plus sign. That means minus plus minus 13. Now we have to check what we have to do. Plus or minus. So how to check? Minus minus. Yes, plus. So we are saying plus. So we will do plus. So 20 plus 13 is what? 33. Now which sign we have to put? For that we have to see which number is greater. 20 is greater and it is carrying what sign? Minus. So we'll put minus sign here. Okay. Now let's move on to sum number E and F. Number E we have 23 minus inside the bracket plus 12. So first of all we have to open the bracket. So we'll write 23. Now 12 is carrying minus sign, and here also we have another minus sign. So we have to multiply this two sign. Minus minus is plus 12. Now 23 plus 12 is what? 33. Isn't it? Oh sorry, 35. It would be 35. Okay, so answer is positive 35. Now let's move on to sum number F, which is the last sum of question number 1. Now again we have to open the bracket, students. Now this bracket is carrying plus sign outside the bracket. So how to open? We have to multiply these two signs. So plus minus is what? minus. So we have to write the product here. So minus plus is what? Minus 32. Minus minus is what? Plus 40. Okay, now we have to see what we have to do, subtract or addition. So for that we have to multiply these two signs. Minus plus minus. So we are saying minus, so we'll do minus. So 40 minus 32. This is a rough work, students, rough work. Okay, so it is coming 8. Fine. Now we have to see which number we have to put here. So 40 is greater, 40 is carrying which sign? Positive. So we'll give the answer in positive form only. So your answer is plus 8. Okay, students. Now let's move on to sum number 2. In sum number 2, it is given fill in the blanks with this required sign given. Fine. Greater than sign, less than sign and equals to sign. So which sign you have to put it in sum number A? For that you have to solve it first. Okay. Now in question number A, we have minus 6 plus inside the bracket minus 6, that is on the left hand side of the box, and what is there on the right hand side of the box? It is minus 3 minus minus 6. Now we have to solve both the parts individually. Fine, so let us do this part first, that is minus 3 plus minus 6. Okay, students, now how to open the bracket? You know that you have to first open the bracket. So this bracket is carrying plus sign outside the bracket. So plus minus is minus 3. Now plus minus is what? Minus 6. Now what we have to do? Addition or subtraction. For that what we have to do? Yes, we have to multiply this two sign. That is minus is what? Plus. So we have to do what? Addition. That is 6 plus 3 is 9. And now which sign we have to put? For that we have to see that which number is greater, 6, and it is carrying what sign? Minus. So we'll put minus sign here, students. Okay, now let's solve this part. So minus 3 minus 6. Fine. So let's open the bracket first. Now this bracket is carrying plus sign outside the bracket, isn't it? So plus minus is minus 3, minus is what? Plus 6. Okay, now what we have to do? Minus plus minus. What I said? Minus. So we have to do minus. 6 minus 3. 3. Now which sign you have to put? Which number is greater? Plus. So we have to put plus sign. Now you have to compare these two values. That is, if I write in this way, suppose if I make a box in between these two numbers. So now you make a judgment, minus 9 is greater or plus 3 is greater. Always remember that the positive integers are always greater than the negative integers. So which sign will put? Minus 9 is less than plus 3, isn't it? So this sign, so we'll put less than sign in this case. Fine. So this is how exactly you have to do this. Do not put the direct answer, student. It won't be applicable. We need to see that how you have come up with this sign. Fine. So this is very, very important. Okay. Now let's do sum number B. Now sum number B, we have minus 21 inside the bracket, minus again inside the bracket minus 10 on the left hand side of the box, and on the right hand side of the box we have minus 31 plus inside the bracket minus 11. Let's solve this left hand side first. That is minus 21 inside the bracket minus 10, isn't it? Okay, so how to open the bracket? Now as you see, this particular bracket is carrying plus sign outside the bracket. So plus minus is minus 21. Minus is what? Plus 10. Okay. Now what we have to do? Addition or subtraction. So we have to multiply this two sign. Minus plus minus. So we have to subtract. So 21 minus 10 is 11. Now which sign we have to put? Which number is greater, students? 21, and 21 is carrying which sign? Minus. So we'll put minus. Fine. Now let's move on to the right hand side of the box. That is minus 31 plus minus 11. Now let's open the bracket. Again we have plus sign outside the bracket. So plus minus is minus 31 plus minus 11. Fine. So now what we have to do? Minus plus, so we have to add. So 31 plus 11, 31 plus 11, 42. So we'll write 42, and which sign we'll put? Which number is greater? 31, it is carrying what sign? Minus. So we'll put minus sign. Now we'll compare these two values. That is minus 11. If I give a box, fine. Now we have to make a judgment whether minus 11 is greater or minus 42 is greater. So what did I say about the number line? The number on the left hand side, I'm saying regarding the negative integers. So regarding the negative integers, the number which is farthest from the 0 is the smallest number. That means the more the negative numbers is going away from the 0, okay, we are approaching towards a smaller number. So the number which is closest to the 0 would be the larger number. So just imagine the number line and see that if minus 11 is closest to 0 or minus 42 is closest to 0. So what is it? Absolutely right. So minus 11 is closest to the 0 because minus 42 would be little bit farthest from the 0, isn't it? So the number which is farthest from the 0 would be the smaller number. Fine. So if you compare minus 11 and minus 42, then minus 11 is greater than minus 42. So we'll put here greater than 0. Okay, students. Now sum number C and sum number D will be your homework, students. Okay. Thank you so much. God bless you and stay blessed.